Go on.
Yeah.
Can we swear?
We are live. Welcome, everybody. Give us a wave so that we know you are live. How we doing? We've lost one already. Look, who's in
Hello.
there? Why are we going to do the reveal? I think we're going to do the reveal. There she is. There she is, Lady Brio. Oh, frozen. Well, that's not a flattering image to freeze on, is it? No.
Oh no, and she can't hear you either.
Everybody say hi to Carol. Carol Patience.
Hi,
Carol.
Nigel.
Carol, it's very warm in here, so we will all derobe. So good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this our 27th live stream, whatever it is. I'm out now, and as you can see, it's a ladies' special. Rachel has frozen again. She looks like a mad Mexican. Look at that. So we have. Let's start. We have Nicky at the top. We have Laura. We have Helen. We have Rachel, and we have Zac. Good afternoon, one and all.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh.
Rachel has frozen. I'm going to come to Rachel in a little bit. Oh, we dropped her out. We'll drop her in again. So welcome. There she is. Hi, Rach. Can we hear you,
I think she can hear.
You can't hear her?
No, she can't hear you.
She can hear her.
I'll let everybody talk. Helen, can you talk for a second?
Yeah. And Rachel's saying she can hear us, but not you. Which
you
could
can't hear me?
Yeah, that's correct. She can hear us, but not you.
Okay. Mike will drop you in. Work, or he might drop me in and out. Is that better, Rach? Technology is wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hooray.
Like, I'm going to start with you, Rach, because I can't avoid this. What's going on? I know you're letting yourself go a little bit. There's no hairdresser. There's obviously no barbers by the look of it. What are you doing?
Well, I left my tweezers at home, and my sister hasn't got any. And I just went to the supermarket, but there's none there either. So I just figured, well, hey, embrace nature. Embrace
nature, indeed. Helen, how's the roots?
I've actually got balayage, Nigel, so I'm actually all right.
Yeah, you've gone for the headband though. Is that for a reason?
You know what? Because I usually use this shampoo, volumized conditioner, because I've got really thin hair, really boring, but I can't get any more of it.
Okay, this isn't this morning. We're not doing hair tips. Graham and Evie are watching. Stuart's watching. Jeff Layton's watching. Hello. We are in. We're in the realms of royalty. Jeff Layton, if you aren't aware, was the incredible West End legend that joined us for Bringing Home with Phil Cavill. So good to see you, Jeff. Craig, Joseph with us. Iris. We'll let everybody drop in. There's going to be a lot for you today, Zac. How are you doing?
Yes, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very well. Where are you today? Are you at home?
Yes, I'm at home.
And where is home?
In the lovely old seaside town of Galston.
Okay, and Laura, good afternoon. Where are you today?
Good afternoon. I'm at home as well. I'm in my dining room.
And where is your home?
My home is in Blowfield, which is about 35 minutes drive from good old Potters.
Okay, let's guess where Nicky Hathaway is. Where are you today, Nicky, apart from sat in front of a piano?
I'm in Fritton.
You are
about 10 minutes from Hopton.
So we're all pretty close, apart from Rachel, because you are where, Rachel? Hi, Jeff. Rachel, where are you?
Hi, Jeff. I'm in Yorkshire.
You're in Yorkshire. Kate Taylor thinks you're taking the Sherman thing a little too far, right? Happy Thursday, everybody, says Meg. So you basically can see what's happening. We're in conversation, but there's going to be several goodwill messages coming through. We'll try and get to all of them, but there's quite a few coming in. There'll also be some questions, and we obviously have questions for each other because it's the first time we've done it. It's been a pretty male-dominated last 4 episodes, so it's good to have some lack of testosterone. Zac, I'm including you in the beautiful people. I've never looked you don't seem you're not struggling with this. How's your routine going? I know you've been doing a lot of keep fit. Have you sort of got a routine for the look, the hair, the face? How are you managing to stay looking so gorgeous?
Well, actually, I must admit, I do feel as if my hair has sort of improved a little bit lately, because obviously we're always putting so much gel and hairspray on, and it's always breaking off. But because we haven't had to do that, I feel like it's grown probably about 2 inches in 2 weeks.
Wow, we could all do with that. So as you can see, there are some questions will come. We are asking you for your questions, but the thing I should start really with is to explain who we all are, because people like Rachel and people like Zac are well known. Their faces are well known on resort. Helen has been in the PTC for many years. So I'm going to start with going round and let you introduce yourself. Well, I'll introduce you, and you can tell us what it is you do on resort for those that haven't read Life on Resort or the many entertainment newses I've done. I don't know why you're not watching them. Hi, Christine. So, Nicky, explain to our audience watching exactly what it is that you do in your role, please.
Ooh, I am now the entertainment director as of July last year.
And why is that?
Well, because I had to take over from you.
And why is that, Nicky?
I'm not really sure, actually. You were so busy.
There was a revolution, and you ousted me. All of it.
Yeah.
Well, it was the chance for the girls to take over for a little while.
It was Theresa May, Merkel, yes, Jenny Hay, Rachel. So lovely to see your face. So, entertainment director, explain to people what that involves.
Well, overseeing all areas of entertainment, really. But although my main role, I would probably say, or the time I spend most on, is producing the PTC shows and recruiting for the PTC with my lovely team.
And for those that don't know, how many years have you been doing that?
Producing the shows?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, probably the last 10. Oh gosh, how old are my children? Probably the last 12 years I've been producing the shows. That's how I have to gauge my years here when my children.
And you were a guest originally.
Well, I realised this week when I was sending a text to Helen and Lucy, one of our old vocalists, that actually I'm an ex-dancer, I've done captain, then I was show manager, then I was company manager, then I've been show producer. There's not many roles I haven't actually done within entertainment. I was doing the washing, the ironing, the cleaning. I was sticking the gems on the costumes. There's not a lot I haven't done.
Over 25
really,
years.
I suppose.
And in comparison, Laura, how many years are we into now? This
is my third year.
And you are our theatre company manager. Explain to our audience at home what that involves.
So not just the theatre company, I manage the band and I manage the wardrobe department.
Of course you
too.
do.
Yeah.
I didn't do that, did I?
So that involves just generally looking after the well-being and the day-to-day running of the theatre company, providing as much support as I can for Nicky, working really closely with Zac and with Helen on making sure that the shows are up to standard, that the guests want it to be and that we want it to be. The band are fantastic, our 4 musicians. They're really great. They've got a fantastic team leader called Jimmy, who I work really closely with. And obviously Martin, our head of wardrobe, and his team, they are the people that I work with the closest.
Vocal arranging as well for us.
I do, yeah, for our for the after show modules. So we work closely with Leanne, obviously, who you'll all see later. Yeah. I'm gonna drop out so that Leanne can come into the conversation. But I do the vocal arrangements for the after show module. So for those of you that have seen Divas and Girl Power and Dukes and the boy band, that they're all my arrangements.
They are, and wonderful they are too. Zac, what's your current role?
My current role is assistant theatre company manager.
What a promotion when I left. So explain how your days and evenings run.
So my days and evenings run, well, depending on what we've got going on, actually. So say if we're in rehearsals, then it will be going to rehearsals during the day. If there's no rehearsals, then it will just be ensuring that all the standards are met across the theatre company. All the tiny little things that everyone thinks so much about, the choreography and singing and stuff, but just those little tiny things, such as making sure that people's hair are neat, making sure that people are wearing the costume correctly, just making sure that we've got that standard and that standard is being met all the time. And
you still swing into the shows, don't you?
Yeah, I still do some of the shows, yeah.
Okay, you never lose it, do you? How old are you now?
No, I'm 31 now.
Let's just pause, shall we?
Unbelievable.
Hi, Zac. You are an amazing dancer. We always get seats at the front. Love you so much. That's from Richard.
Oh, thank you, Richard.
Helen, resident choreographer, explain.
So Nicky obviously produces the show, so she comes to me with, she'll already obviously have what the show's about. She'll give me all the music, and then I choreograph all the routines. We also get like guest choreographers as well. So it's not all samey, and it just makes it a little bit more fun. And then also, so obviously, Joe, you're not 31.
That's my mum, everyone.
Yeah, so I then go in, like, prep all the shows, choreograph what I'd like everybody to do, and to PTC. And then once that's all up and running, I'm in charge of cleaning the shows, making sure that everyone's still doing what they should be doing, and not making things up. And yeah.
How many years now, Helen?
This is my 7th year.
7th year. Did you think when you did year 1 that you'd do 7?
That's what I think about it. And I was like, I came to Potters with just one suitcase. And 7 years later, I bought a house here. I've got a dog. Oh, and I've got a fiance here too.
Oh yeah, you got a dog first. I've got a house, I've got a dog, I've got a fiance.
Oh yeah, Danny.
And there you go. How long at Potters now?
Sorry?
How long at Potters?
Well, since I've been doing Frankie's Dies, I realised how long I was at Potters for. Now, I've been at Potters for 27 years.
And are you really appreciating the fact that I'm putting lots of old clips of us on?
Oh my goodness! The opening of the Atlas Theatre, I remember that like it was literally yesterday. And do you know what?
Don't say the year.
Okay, no, I won't. But I remember those pink silk dresses, and
Nicky
I think
still remembers the routine.
Honestly,
I remember that dance routine.
I think we should see it.
Yeah,
Do
it.
I haven't got a top hat.
Beth Allen Brody asked Nicky, would you consider coming back for a one-off show for old time's sake?
Yeah, would.
I would absolutely love to, but I don't think I'd be able to. That's the sad thing. But I would love to be back.
I'll hold you up. I'll hold you up and we can waltz.
I'll tell you what we're trying to do, Nigel. We're trying to get Zac and Nicky to dance in our Putting on the Glitz show, to come on and do some ballroom dancing. That would be the perfect thing. We've got a fantastic Putting on the Glitz with a big band and our 4 lead vocalists, and we would absolutely love it if Zac and Nicky did a little dance in that one. So maybe she can come back for old time's sake.
Definitely. Zac, do you want to do this shout out for us?
Do you know, can I have a shout out? Yes, so a big shout out to Mum and Dad Janet and Lowry Coleman, who was at Potters the week it had closed.
Oh no! So Rachel, it was a very sad and emotional time. We were also excited to spend the week with you, lovely lot, Mum and Dad. We'll be back as soon as you reopen. Kiss, kids, keep safe. Yes, to everybody out there. So Rachel, I'm sorry. 27 years, did you say?
Yeah, and Nigel, the thing is, when I did look at that video, which I won't say the year in, I suddenly realised that after the duet in those pink satin dresses, which I hated back then, even though I was tiny, I was one of the fans.
You were.
You were.
The curtains opened in New York, and there you were with this moth strapped to your shoulder.
Oh, blimey.
Meg says Nicky and Zac.
And the silver leotards was really itchy, weren't they? I remember those silver leotards too. They were like, it was like, oh.
And I remember while we just, I know we'll move off this, but while we're going down history lane, I remember one of the first shows that I did when I came to Potters, and funnily enough, it was the last time I had a monobrow like this, and it was the space show, and I had to wear that scratchy silver leotard with a blonde wig.
Was that for that wasn't for Rhythm of Life, was it? No.
I knew. Yeah.
In Rhythm of Life, I looked like Dorothy from the Golden Girls.
Yes. Oh, all my favourites today says Mandy.
Oh, Mandy, you're our favourite.
Oh, Mandy, we have to get you on here, Mandy.
Yes.
We miss you. Everybody knows Mandy, but if you if you're new to Potters, Mandy's the waitress who's always singing, always happy. The lovely Mandy. So keep those questions coming in.
We miss you.
That's basically who they are, this rogues gallery, this the usual suspects, and that is what they do. So if you have any questions, if you've ever wondered about what happens in the world of entertainment, and I better ask you, Rachel, because entertainment's manager, how would you sum up, if you had to do a job description, how would you sum up entertainment's manager? Because it's always been a tough one.
It has always been a tough one, and I think when you have manager in the title, you all of a sudden feel like you should be sitting in front of a computer or doing something at a desk. But I think it took me a while to realise, and us a while to realise, that actually the best thing that I could be doing would be to make sure I'm down there with our guests, because if there's not a few of us down there with the guests, then we don't know whether we're doing the right thing, a good job, a bad job, and it's. So I really just kind of chat to people.
Chat manager. Chat manager. It's a good title. So let's ask you how you're coping then, because 52 weeks a year for most of us, it's 6-7 days a week. Andrea, hello to the lovely Rachel from Andrea, Rick, Hannah, and Megan. She has been very supportive to our family for a long time. Much love. So Nicky, how are you coping without having this huge commitment of a full-time job? How is isolation for you? What are you missing?
It's really strange. Yesterday I just said to you, I think I was supposed to have had the summer centenary show music all ready, and we were ready to go into production of all of that, and to not be doing that is just so strange, because we literally finished one show and we're on to the next one and the next one, and we never ever stop. So this is
by
just
now the spring show would have gone up how long ago?
Well, that was supposed to go up 3 days after we closed, so that was March the 19th.
Hey Carol.
Hi Carol.
She only got 27, yeah. Dream on, Carol. So in the last 4 weeks, you would have been prepping for the next summer show, which was going to be called?
So the spring show would have gone up on the 19th of March, and I would have started like the very next day. Sorry, I lost you. That
was the Brits. That would have gone up in spring. So by now, you would have the music for the summer show, the centenary show, all done. And we'd have been now going to the musical directors. You would have given it to Helen, etc. So without that in your life, how does it feel?
Really strange, and I just miss everybody. I miss the work, but I miss everybody so much. It's really, because it's just our lives, and it's our friendships, and it's just the most peculiar thing. I love seeing my house more. I couldn't get to see it much. So I do love that, and I kind of like seeing my children a little bit more at times.
Are you sure?
Are you drunk, Nicky? I'm going to remind you that you said that once.
Oh yeah, that's one of them.
You couldn't resist.
And Laura, what are you missing, Laura?
Pardon, repeat the question, Nigel.
What are you missing, Laura?
I'm missing the people that you can see on your screen with my whole heart. I really am. We are communicating. We are doing like a few WhatsApp calls. We're having a couple of glasses of wine virtually, but nothing beats the day-to-day contact with these guys. We just like our working relationships and our personal relationships. It's a really beautiful, and I miss them desperately.
And Zac, if once this is Zac, how do you manage to keep your hair looking so perfect? It's a wig.
Yes.
Do they not realise by now, Zac? After all these years, it's always perfect. Zac is the only person. I'll say this to your face now. I think I've said it before. Zac is. I take a lot of the photographs that you see on resort, especially the theatre company, and Zac is the only person I can never get a bad photograph of. He never takes a bad picture. I have one picture of you with your kilt around your waist, which is a bit embarrassing. I've got that one.
Yes.
So Zac, if you could go out tomorrow, if isolation stopped tomorrow, what's the first thing you would do? Where would you go?
Well, the first place I would go is a restaurant called Othello's down Great Yarmouth Seafront. It's a Greek restaurant, so I'd be going there straight away.
You'd be going
For
to
a
see
nice surf and turf.
Oh, that's
Helen.
lovely.
Remember,
With peppercorn
you've got a fiancé.
sauce.
Of course, you've got a fiance, Helen. Where would you go? What would you do?
Oh, you know what? I would go back to Newcastle to see my mum and dad.
Oh,
I haven't seen them since New Year's Eve.
Do they
And
know you're engaged?
Yeah, they do. Yeah, he asked them and everything, and they said it was all right.
Fine. Did ask for your hand, and did he do it? Did he do it properly? Did he go on one knee?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
Did he?
and he asked me mum and dad before he proposed.
Wow, he's a keeper. I agree, Nigel, but you never want to hear Zac sing. Well, actually, I have a clip. I do. I have several clips. I might put those up one day. Zac's audition. I think it was I Will Always Love You. And you did a little medley of songs with David and Lucy. I've got that somewhere. So are you finding isolation tough though, Helen? I know you've got a fellow with you, you've got a dog. Are you go out on dog walks? Are you still able to go out? You getting your exercise?
Yeah, so I'm really lucky because where I literally live in Norton Broad, so it's right on the Broad. So we do have some really, really nice dog walks. But I keep saying to Laura and Nicky that I just really wish I had a garden. Because I only live in that. Yeah, and it's just really, please don't do it to us. It's a funny thing, and I think I just wish I could get out a bit more because obviously you can only take your dog out for like an hour.
Yeah.
I look and see all the sunshine. I just want to get out there.
But Rachel, you're still homeschooling, aren't you?
Oh my God, Celine.
You have two nephews looking after, don't you?
Yeah, has anybody ever heard of phonics before?
Well, Laura will tell you all about phonics. Yeah.
This morning I've been going and I'm finding myself just kind of going, what is an adverb? What is an adjective? What is a? I'm literally schooling myself as much as the boys, I think.
Yep.
But I'm constantly getting, I don't want to do it.
Are they Welsh?
Oh.
So you are in which part of Yorkshire are you?
I'm in just outside of Leeds, a little place called Cherwell.
Cherwell.
Ooh.
Okay. Phonic, isn't he a blue hedgehog?
Yeah.
That's a good one. I like that
That's
one.
good.
Okay, keep those questions coming in. We do read all your questions. We're going to lose Laura in a little while because we have another visit, and we can only get 6 on the screen. So I'm going to come to Beth Allen Brody. What was your favourite show to be in? Oh my goodness, you just foreseen. I was going to ask them. What are you missing most about the shows, and which is your favourite show? Zac, what's your favourite PTC show? It's all Ellie's. It's almost like you read my mind. Okay, so it's going to be a tough one to start with for Nicky because you've produced them all in the last 20 years. But if you had to pick one show that you would pin your sort of reputation on and say that was me at my finest, which show would you pick?
Oh God, I always like to think the newest one is my best one. So, because we're always trying to get better each show we do, but I mean, I have to say I do love Broadway and Beyond. That's definitely up there with one of my faves for sure. But it's been a long time since I've been in the shows. I can't even remember the names of them.
Oh, the show.
I was in them.
I can show people. Don't worry. And,
no need.
We had a question. How long does it take to produce a show? So a ballpark figure from start to finish. I know it's pretty prolific for us because we do 3 a year and then there are modules. So if you had to put a kind of average time span on from concept to delivery, what would you say, show creation?
It is a difficult question because, for example, the minute we start one Christmas show, I'm already thinking thoughts in my head for the next Christmas show, albeit we don't start the actual nitty-gritty until... I normally do the music for Christmas in July. So the end of July, the music for Christmas show is done. But yeah, between 4 and 5 months from start to finish as a general. But yeah, my brain's always thinking of the next one, probably 6 to 8 months before we're ready to do it. And we're having to come up with titles and plans, for brochures the year in advance. So we're even thinking, 18 months in advance of what we're going to be producing, albeit we know there'll always be a Christmas show, so that's standard. It's just coming up with a new Christmas show that's always a bit of a worry every single year.
Laura, favourite show in the last 3 years?
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about this because I thought this question might come up, and I think I absolutely love Legends. I think Legends vocally is just incredible, but whole show wise, I think it was Movies Take Two, and one of our vocalists, Chloe Hunt, has been posting quite a lot of videos on her Instagram recently of Movies Take Two, and everything that she's been posting, I've been like, oh yeah, I loved that, oh I love that one, I love that one. So I think for me it's got to be Movies Take Two.
Well, that's good, because this Saturday is Saturday night at the movies, and I was going to show all the modern stuff, the section from
yeah, great.
Zac, favourite show? Tough one.
Oh, that is a really, really tough one. I don't know if I have a specific show. I tend to like the stuff, for example, so I really like the more old-fashioned sort of things we do, like the more traditional sort of musical theatre numbers, like 42nd Street, We're in the Money, you know, on Broadway, all that type of stuff. I tend to like that stuff more, if that makes sense. But if I had to narrow it down to a show, I'd probably have to say, going back a few years, to a show called Showstoppers, where we opened with 42nd Street. It was all the traditional tap. We had like a big section in there which had fireworks in it and all things like that. So it was very, very good. I liked all of that sort of stuff. But then also, when I very, very first started, when I was 19, although the shows didn't have so much production value as what they do now, I actually think they were probably, and I think it might have been because I was younger and maybe didn't have any responsibilities in sort of a managerial way, but I actually really enjoyed them shows. And there was one show called ABBA and Queen in concert, and it was literally just us on stage. There was no big screen, there was sort of nothing else, but I actually really, some of the simpler ones are some of my favourites, is what I'm trying to say.
Understood. Helen, tough
yes.
you too, I guess.
I am with Nicky. I love Broadway and Beyond, but I think it's that thing of, like, from a professional point of view, like, I really enjoyed choreographing it because there's so many different styles, and that's a really nice challenge. And also, I literally begged for the Joseph Mega Mix, and I just love the Joseph Mega Mix. It makes me happy.
It makes you happy. That's a good enough reason. Helen, I have some wax strips I could send Rachel. Oh, thank you. I think just Showstoppers, their Miss section was fabulous. It was indeed. The barricade was out of this world. Rachel, I'm not going to ask you what your favourite show is. I'm going to ask you, what's been your favourite thing that we've done to you on stage? Because we've done some wicked things to you in shows. What's when you look back on the misfortune that's happened to you in shows, what's your fondest memory?
Oh, Nigel, there's too many, because there was on stage and off stage. I remember you being involved in one, heavily involved, and I think I was probably 19, 20 when it was within the first year. And you asked Mark to announce in the restaurant that you were going to play a trick on me, saying that Trevor Nunn was in the audience, and that I should really sing.
And for those that don't know who Trevor Nunn is
he still the Royal Shakespeare director?
Oh, Trevor Nunn, Cameron McIntosh. Yes, I mean, they don't get much bigger in producers than people like Trevor Nunn. So when he's actually come to see you, or you believe he has come to see you, and you're going to sing on stage for the one and only Trevor Nunn, it was a big deal. It
was a huge deal, and all the way through the song, you were still playing the keyboard at that time, and you were behind with a big sign saying this is a joke or something. And at the end of the song, Mark had announced in the restaurant nobody to clap.
Well, it wasn't just that, Rach. On the screens, as you were singing, you had your back to the screen, so you couldn't see that all of the instructions for the audience were on the screens. So at one point it said start reading newspapers, so people got bored and started to read. Then we said, go baby, because it was the cue for someone with a pram to walk right in front of you. And then at the end, nobody clapped. And then we brought on the guy who we were pretending was Trevor Nunn, and he actually worked at...
I
Quick
don't even remember, Nigel. I was so horrified.
He worked at Quick Fit. You didn't know that until you'd said, "Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you," and the whole audience knew it, and we were hated for that. We were hated.
There were so many. That's one of, when you look back over the years, that's one of so.
Oh, you've been electrocuted. You were pooed on by a pigeon.
Yeah.
You sang a song, and there was a creaky stage. Your microphone was breaking, and then you've had your skirts tucked in your knickers. You've had a donkey in the dressing room. There's been a few, hasn't there?
And I remember, Zac, you might remember this as well. I remember I was thinking about that question. One of my favourite shows when I first came back was when I got invited to play Tracy Turnblatt in Hairspray.
Oh, I've actually got a video of doing Nicest Kids in Town. You're in it, but I'm dancing with Nicky. Nicky is dancing in it, and we're doing Nicest Kids in Town and Welcome to the 60s. So I'll have to send it over to you, Nigel.
Rachel Beatty is a truly lovely lady. Okay. Rachel microphone sketch was brilliant. Yes, Eve, it was Evie and Graham Adams. I mean, they don't get much bigger. Evie and Graham. So, Laura, I know you've got to go soon, but there's something that you and Nicky have in common in regards to a hidden talent, isn't there?
I mean, yeah. How hidden is it, Nigel, that we both play the flute? I had to step in last minute at the Christmas show, so some of our guests will know that I do play the flute because I suddenly ended up playing the flute in our Christmas show the last Christmas that we had, and Zac was there. Zac filmed it for me. I spent a week practicing. It was really hard, but I was really proud of myself afterwards.
You're married to Matt, who sometimes steps on the keyboards for us.
That's right, yeah, he's out. So we have Ed, who is our regular keyboard player, but if Ed is ever off or we need a depth keyboard player for anything, then my husband Matt. Yeah, actually Matt's been at Potters longer than I have. He has been the depth keyboard player longer than I've been at Potters. Yeah. He does remind me of that quite often.
Seeing as you're going to, I'm going to let you ask a question to each of these people around you. Is there anything you want to know that you can say this hour of the day?
Me? Do I you want me to ask? Oh my goodness.
Zac, no, you haven't seen him for a while.
Oh, Zac, how on earth are you keeping up with all your fitness? I watch you on Instagram and you are constantly doing stuff. But actually, my main question for Zac is how many different people are you shopping for? Because I think you're probably helping quite a lot of people, aren't you? Because you're doing pickups and stuff for other people.
Yeah, I am. I don't.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so I just get some little shopping orders come through on my phone. And then I just sort of, but it varies each week, really. Sometimes it's sort of like about, maybe I would say probably on average about 6 a week. So maybe like 1 a day. But I might do 3 in one day and then maybe 2 on another day, if you know what I mean.
Some hair dye to Johnny Lapp. Apparently he's going dark.
Yes. I also get prescriptions for people as well. So the ladies in Superdrug, I know them all now. We're on first name terms.
My goodness. Well, good on you. Okay, Helen, it's a question from Laura.
Helen, what's the first drink you're going to have when you're back on resort?
It'll be a large one.
I think it'll be a slushie.
It probably will be a slushie.
Zac, someone just asked, how can they follow you on Instagram? How can they get hold of you? What's your Instagram?
I think it's just at Zac Patterson. It's nothing. Yeah, it's just my name.
Zac Patterson.
Yeah.
The funniest thing I've seen is when us and Jane tied you up in the terrace bar and left you. Is that to you, Zac, or is that to you, Rach?
I think that one is to Rachel.
Okay. Before you answer that, Rach, I'm going to let Laura go because we're going to drop someone else in a minute. Laura, it's lovely to see you.
Bye. It's lovely to see everybody.
And obviously, I'm just going to let you.
Bye, Laura.
I'm just going to let you tell everybody the little secret that we're planning with some of the female members of the team.
Oh, I'm allowed to let the cat out of the bag, am I? I'm looking at Nicky, hoping that she'll nod at me. Well, we are planning on having a girls' night in, a virtual girls' night in. I think that's all I'm allowed to say.
On Facebook. featuring the girls from the PTC performing songs from
Girl Power, but we also will have Roxy involved as well. So it's our lead vocalist from the PTC and the wonderful Roxy as well.
Excellent. Laura, thank you so much. Great.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Laura. See ya.
Bye, bye, bye.
Thank you, Laura. Right, Laura will drop out, and in a minute we're going to be joined by another guest. And guess who it is? It's the one and only. It's
Woohoo!
Mitchell. Leanne, I love you've got flowers on your fireplace. Where are you?
It's a piano.
Is that
I
piano?
think it was bare, so I went and got them from the hallway and stuff.
Here,
And then,
Leanne.
Did you actually set that little? Did you set that corner up then?
yeah, I was trying to figure out where I would look, where I could. I've got this as high as I can to try and drop my chin out a little bit.
Right.
And
Okay.
then I'll face the natural sunlight to try and give me a bit of contouring.
Is there a skill? How do we do that? Rach,
I
what
don't
do we
know,
do?
it's working.
As if
Oh,
Rachel,
no.
the state of Rachel.
I can't hear Leanne.
Who can't you hear now, Rach? You can't hear me or Leanne?
Leanne.
Okay, so Mike's going to drop Leanne out, and Mike's going to drop Leanne back in. She's going to talk now.
Can you hear me?
That's better.
There you go. So she's basically framed those flowers on the piano just so that she looks.
I stuck the pianos there, so it didn't look so bare.
She's angled the
Oh.
camera so she doesn't.
Oh.
And
So,
then I'm just trying to angle it, like like when I was in the selfie, because I look slim
That's
to
not good.
do it that way.
no, that's good. You So how are you, Leanne?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. I've not seen you for a week. Who's? I'm trying to think. No one has seen anyone for weeks. Nicky, how long is it since you've seen Leanne in person?
It's been a long
About
day before we
6
closed.
weeks. Yeah, about 6
What
weeks,
were
I
we-
think.
What were we all doing when we last saw each other? You were in rehearsals for the Brits in the theatre.
Yeah.
We were doing the tech run. That we were literally in tech and dress one week, so we'd just done kind of a half a tech run really on the Monday before we closed. So that was
So
the last time we've all seen each other.
To many people who obviously remember Leanne from being on the team, they then remember that when she deserted us and she decided to walk away from her friends and her career and the respect of those colleagues, that was the way it was. But we're not bitter. And she left us for a certain Tom Jones to go off and win The Voice, the very first Voice. And we're lucky to have you back now because you are doing some vocal arrangements for us.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Came back.
You put the vocals together. So you've done the vocals for the show that we're talking about, the Centenary show.
Yeah, so I'm guessing I will be if we ever get to do it, hopefully. So I came back on the Movies Takes Two was the first show I came back and did the arrangements for. It's been really good. I'd really missed it. I was away for about 5 years or something before
When was,
coming back.
when was that year? When
2012. I left then.
So
and-
2012 was your last time on stage performing with Zac and Helen?
No.
You never
Yeah.
got to perform with Leanne? Oh, that was before your time, okay. So what was your last show, Leanne? What's the last show you got to do with us?
It might
I actually know the answer to this. I can only remember because
I knew you would.
I can remember because the TV cameras from The Voice were in the audience filming it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's right. They did.
But so let's see if Leanne can answer it, and if she can't, I'll tell you.
Were they, or was it just another gag like the
big
one?
green dress you used to make me wear, Nicky.
You know what? The costume.
You know that lovely lime green satin dress you used to make me wear? It was that
I
show.
tried
I
that
don't know what the show was. It was a Welsh song, About to Be My Country or something. I think it was that.
Cool
It was,
Britannia.
it was for the yeah.
and all of that.
Or Rule Britannia, I think, actually.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know what the show
it
was.
was a lime green big ball gown.
Yeah.
And I found it not that long ago, and I think I tried it on and sent you a picture.
Yeah, I'll find it in a second. Hang on, let me find it.
So Rachel, you've sung with Leanne before, Rachel, on stage. You've both done songs together. When's the last time you sang with Leanne on the Atlas Theatre stage?
Oh, blimey. I think it was when we did that we did a medley of I Know Him So Well and Tell Him.
Yeah. Yeah, we've done that. I used to cover you a lot. So when you were talking earlier about Tracy Turnblad in the Hairspray, because I was thinking like, what was my favourite show? And was it called Theatreland, that one?
Yeah, that's right.
That was my favourite
Was
too.
that not the show where we had a treadmill to simulate you walking while the screen went past? So you had to walk on the spot on a treadmill, and the hardest part was mounting the treadmill.
It's always a hard thing to mount a treadmill for me.
Yeah.
But it was a nightmare. The thing is, Leanne, what I do remember the most when I had to cover you, because I mean, following you is like, I mean, nobody can follow you vocally, but I was the understudy for Barcelona. I mean, Chloe can now, but I was the understudy for Barcelona. And I remember once having to step in and do your part, not Sean's part, in Barcelona. And Busby was out in the audience watching. And he literally said, as I went up that scale, my head went with it, and so did my eyes. So I literally went, oh. I think from that point on, I was like, Leanne, please don't take this show off as holiday.
You are all in your homes. Yes, we are. These guys have volunteered to be with us today. And Mike is actually in his bedroom running this from behind. So we'll get Mike to send you a message. If you're wondering what's working, Mike is actually in his bedroom working on a laptop, putting this all together. So Mike, if you want to send a message from you, people are asking, is it really you there? Yes, it is. This is all based over the internet. And Mike is running this feverishly behind. Hello. Oh, there you go. That's so Leanne, what are you missing most with isolation? You're there with your family and the big dog.
I am missing most my mum looking after my children for me sometimes.
So you can go out.
As much as I love them, I have a 5-year-old and a 9-month-old. And all I really, really, really want is to sleep past about 6 a.m.
Yeah.
5:30 a.m. Yeah, I just want to lay in. So yeah. No, it's okay. It's going okay. But it's just missing seeing people, isn't it? It's so weird. Like, I mean, you know who I'm stuck with at home. I've got the kids and the other one. So
the other one. Referring to Rob Hurren. Oh look, there. Oh, Nicky's been joined by a friend. So, Leanne.
Yeah.
Helen.
He's going to try and play.
I know that you guys communicate with each other. You've been doing WhatsApp groups, haven't you? Where I know you've been in touch. Have you been using the technology?
Hello.
Do you use Zoom? What do you do? How do you keep in touch with each other? Okay, that's good.
I Helen the other day.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. So Zac, what are you using? Are you using Zoom? How are you keeping in touch with people?
Yeah, Zoom and WhatsApp.
And you're on Facebook a lot. People keep in touch.
Yeah, Facebook.
And God bless you. You're always making comments. You always go online to Facebook, and I always see your little comments underneath, and people love engaging with you. If we needed a pin-up boy, Nicky, for the PTC, you've always said it was Zac, haven't you? I love that boy, but now can you imagine a time when Zac's not in your life? Because there will come a time, Zac, when you're old and grey like me, you have to retire. I mean,
He'll never retire.
Are you going to retire, Rachel?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Are you a lifer?
Sorry?
Are you a lifer?
A lifer in what?
A Potters.
Of course.
Yeah.
If I can be. I mean, I don't have many other options. I thought of stripping, but I don't think I'd do very well at that.
Wallpaper, hopefully. Nicky, are you a lifer?
Yeah. Always have been, always will be.
You can't imagine doing anything else?
No.
No, I wouldn't. I'm useless everywhere else. I am literally useless.
Helen.
I mean,
No, go on.
Oh, I was just going to say, I don't particularly like all this cooking business I'm having to do now that I'm in lockdown. So yeah,
nobody likes it. Helen,
Yes.
Are you a lifer?
I think I am now.
Can you imagine yourself doing anything else?
Oh no, never.
No.
No.
So even when you're married?
Oh God, no! I'd still have to work, babes.
Will you be like 3 3 men and a little baby, will you have a baby strapped to your back as you're doing choreography and teaching routine?
That would literally be me. We all know it.
Okay. And the first thing that you're going to do when this is over, I guess it's going to see your mom, is it?
You're talking to me?
No, Leanne.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, well, she does live nearby. So when we've been going on our daily exercise, we've gone for a little walk and we've walked past their house, and so they can have a little wave. But I was just saying a little while ago, we went for a walk. There's some really lovely woodland right near our house. Like, we're really lucky. And we were walking down there the other day, and I actually bumped into Helen.
Oh.
Dog. And then I think you just had to go, Helen! So we got to say hello. Yeah.
But you haven't seen Zac. Is this the
That's
first
so
time?
distant.
No, I haven't seen Zac. No, we've done a Zoom. Is it Zoom or?
Yeah, we've been on Zoom, haven't we?
Yeah.
Together on there.
That was
Well,
good.
we've managed 45 minutes and we haven't lost a single person due to technology. It's all worked perfectly well. Could Zac do a quick twerk for Margaret? Johnny Cleveland would like to know. She loves it. No, can I just stop you, Zac, before you do? That's not true.
Underneath.
Johnny Cleveland is always hiding behind his wife when it comes
Carol.
to asking you to twerk. You're not fooling anybody, Johnny. So, Zac, I'm going to let you, before we round it up, I'm going to let you ask people a question, Zac. What would you like to ask? Let's start with the people to your left and right. What would you like to ask Nicky professionally, Zac?
What would I like to ask Nicky? That's a really hard question.
Something you've always been afraid to ask. Did she cut you out of a routine once? Did she not take your advice? Did she employ somebody that you didn't think was worthy of employing?
No, do you know what? That's actually no. In all seriousness, I'm just really trying to think now because I've worked with Nicky for 12 years and we're also good friends. I don't know what I would ask her really, because I feel as if I kind of know all the answers to everything.
Do you believe?
I don't know, Nicky. I really don't know what to say. Nicky. Oh, I know what. Okay. Oh no, that's not really a fun question.
I genuinely thought
Okay, so Nicky, what would you do, Nicky, when we come out of isolation? What was the first thing you do?
Othello.
First thing I'd be coming to Othello's with you.
Yes. Yes. Good question.
And Helen would be getting
obviously the Back Rock Grill is the best restaurant in the area. Obviously, too, I'd be going there first.
Of course.
Yes.
If you want to smell a fish. Helen, I'm joking. Zac with more pairs of trousers than anyone else. That's very true, Eve.
Oh my God, that is so true. That is so true.
Back, you must say as well. Jackie Bartels, good to see you all. Helen, is there anything you want to ask Zac before we go?
I think so.
No? Are you quite content at the moment? You're all pretty much,
I've got a question for Zac.
Yeah.
Go on.
Can we plan his wedding after this is all over?
Is Zac getting married?
I don't know. Am I getting married?
Well, hang on. Let's see what people decide. Do
you know what? I actually did. I saw this wedding cake the other day that my sister shared with my mum. And it was this couple like in the middle of this wedding cake, and as they cut the wedding cake, these fireworks started going off round in a circle and shooting up, and I did send it to Richard, but he never replied.
We are.
Richard.
No, it's not congratulations. I'm not engaged.
Hang on. Let's wait for Richard's comments underneath. So Zac, you're surrounded by.
He might not be watching anymore because he's actually teaching at the Italia Conti. They're doing their classes online at the moment.
Oh, is he?
So he might not be watching at the minute.
So four lovely ladies around you, Zac. Which one would be the bridesmaid?
Well, it would have to be. Well, Helen will have to be a bridesmaid. Yeah. Leanne would have to be a bridesmaid. Nicky would have to be a bridesmaid, and Rachel would have to be a bridesmaid.
Oh, there's a film about that.
Ordered in preference there.
Bridesmaids. Yes, I remember the scene with the sink, or was it the tree? So, Rachel, do you need to do any call-outs before we go? Anyone you want to say hi to that's out there that might be listening?
Oh, the man of my dreams. If you're there, I'm here.
The man of your dreams.
This thing is over. I'm here.
Rescuing. Are you going to? You need rescuing. You're looking for the man of your dreams to come to Leeds. And like,
no, I've actually. Well, yeah. Man of my dreams from anywhere in the world, Nigel, right now.
Okay, so can you just describe him? Just give us some pointers in case he's listening. What does he need? Does he need anything? Just a pulse?
I know some people I can set you up with.
DateRachel.com, Mike's suggesting just down there. Desperate.co.uk. Leanne, Nigel Pattle as page boy.
Yeah.
Johnny Mumford.
Yes, Mandy would have to be there. She'd get everyone up on the dance floor.
Shane Baldwin. I'm on my way, Rachel. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I've just seen Shane for a very long time. So, Leanne, what's your plan for the rest of the day?
Well, I'm homeschooling the 5-year-old, so I should imagine he will probably put up a fight and not want to do it. So we'll probably end up just going in the garden.
Okay. And you're obviously looking forward to coming back to work one day.
Yeah. I've had obviously I work through the fly-ons on cruise ships as well at the moment, and a lot of that has been cancelled. So who knows what I'm doing and when? And hopefully I'll be back with you guys soon.
Nicky wants to see that show up and running eventually, don't you? The Brits.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I lost you then.
You can't wait to see the Brits finally take to the stage all that hard work everybody put in, and we never got to perform it once.
I know. When you put that video together of all our rehearsals the other night and played it, I think it got every one of us proper emotional, because it was just such a lot of hard work, and we were so close to getting it up. And because we didn't even get to do a dress run, there isn't any footage that we could have even played to anybody. So yeah, the first thing I'd love to do is just open with a big band and that show up so everyone can see it.
Yeah, a real feel good show. Zac, can't wait to be back.
Yeah, no, I can't wait to get back to work. At first, it was a bit of a novelty. It was like, oh, yes, nice little sort of rest. But now everyone's getting a bit sort of restless.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Not long now, Helen. Slush on the way. More hard work.
Oh, yeah.
Does it actually make the things that used to concern you, the things that annoyed you, the little petty things that seem to dominate our days, just general, does all of that worry now just seem so pointless?
Yeah.
Do you look at the things that used to get in the way of you enjoying your days and just think, like, I would go back to that in an instant?
Yeah.
It puts things into perspective. Rachel, you've gone for a different angle there.
I'm sorry, Nigel. I've not listened.
I was wondering where she went.
I suddenly realised that I arranged. Laura mentioned Ed earlier on, and he's very kindly offered to give my nephew some piano lessons, because we got him a little keyboard for his birthday. So
that's a relief. I thought most people thought you were going to the toilet.
Oh. I'm not, look.
I didn't realise that you knew you were still live. That's okay. So, Leanne, do you want to give a shout out to anybody? Do you want to say hi to your mom? Is she watching?
Well, I don't know. Can they watch if she's not on Facebook? So I didn't actually tell anybody, because this only sort of happened today.
YouTube as well. Michael, let us know. I think you can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, okay. I'll say hello to everybody that wants to have a hello, and I hope everyone's doing all right.
It's lovely to see you, and I'm so thrilled that you joined us. It is on YouTube, it's on Twitter, it's on Periscope, and it's on Twitch. And we got through it. We've just done underneath the hour. I'm going to let you go back to your normal days. It's been wonderful. Rachel, start with you. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Thank you. Lovely to see you all.
Bye.
Yeah, and everyone out there, thanks for all of your comments. Leanne, lovely to see you too.
See you later. Nice to see you.
Helen, don't forget you've got a fiance. Just in case you needed prompting. Zac, good luck with Othello's.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's amazing. Nicola, thank you for putting on. We did this yesterday as a bit of rehearsal, and it was a bit scary, fellas. That's all I'm saying. But thank you for making the efforts and putting some. Do you want to give us a tune on the piano before you go? Debbie Cottrell, been lovely seeing you. Hasn't it been lovely? Julie Iverson, thank you. Thanks to everybody that's tuned in, everybody for all your questions. Thank you, Laura, for being here.
Bye, Laura.
And we'll see you on the next one. Fingers crossed that that show goes up soon. Fingers crossed that we beat this coronavirus and that we're all back in the place that we love to entertain. Thanks for joining us today. Take care of yourselves, stay indoors and stay safe. We'll wave you goodbye as Mike.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. You've been amazing. Good to see you all. Take care.